Welcome to the cab of my pickup truck. Oh, there's a deer. Hey friends, Joe the Farmer here, and welcome to the cab of my pickup truck. So in a previous video, I actually mentioned that I had a little bit of a hunting blind upgrade that I was going to do, and I showed you what was in the back of the truck. Some of you left some comments and had some pretty good ideas, and a few of you were actually 100% right. So this is a trick I learned from my buddy Kapper from Kapper Outdoors. You know, he's got a great channel. It's super raw, super entertaining, great hunter. Like, the guy knows a lot. He's been picking up these used office chairs for the past, I don't know, 10 years, you know, from watching his channel. And, you know, you look at some of the hunting brands like the Muddy chairs and stuff like that, and those chairs are $100, $150 for a chair. And I'm like, yeah, that's not gonna work for me. My plan is to put each of these office chairs that swivel. They're comfortable, they're adjustable. So if you're in a blind with a bow or a gun, you can adjust to that. So I got them for about 20 bucks, $25 a piece. I have 4 of them, but today I'm gonna put 2 of them in the Muddy blinds, check some mineral sites, and swap a camera out. So come along with me if you enjoy this kind of thing, and love to have you come along in the future. If you are not a subscriber, you can subscribe down there on the left-hand side. There's a little tab. Let's go take a ride out there. We're gonna take the truck because it is 98 degrees and 70% humidity. It's so hot. Being outside is brutal, but we gotta do this anyway. We have to get the mineral out there, and, you know, work doesn't stop. So let's do it. It's always good when the hay is taller than the truck. Loop around to this feeder right here. The deer are really not hitting this one as much as I thought they would. Yeah, I think I mentioned in another video, this is a great spot. There's always doe right in front of that barn, and Betsy and I actually hunted out of there a couple times last year and sat in there and saw deer every time. It's unbelievable how nature will take this back. I just mowed this like 2 weeks ago, mowed all these trails, and just with rain and heat, these weeds will just absolutely take over. And I've had a couple people ask me why I don't hay this, and it's just not good hay, and to fertilize it would cost me about $3,000, and hay prices right now just won't really justify going through the expense of doing all this into hay, and then the equipment, and then, you know, working with Dean who cuts our hay for us, and, you know, everything else. It doesn't make good math. So at some point, hopefully hay prices will go up. I also want to see where we sprayed these fields. Okay, so you can actually see right here, I'm gonna show you a path. This path is where I'm gonna come through here and till this, and I'm gonna plant it with some sorghum like seed that's gonna be a barrier around this muddy blind and around my entry point. Just an idea in the future, if you guys ever think about, like, you know, blinds, deer will get used to them, but if a mature buck comes out of nowhere and he's new to your property, he's not gonna be okay seeing a big blind there. So as you see this big path here, this is all gonna get tilled, and then I'll plant it with sorghum and it'll screen it. Man, this is not the kind of thing you want growing in front of your blind. Look at the needles on this thing. So one of the best tools to have, one of these battery operated hedge clippers. I'll make some short work of that thing. Turn the truck off because I really don't want it to get hot on this burned off grass. Okay, let's hope nothing jumps out at us when we climb up here. All right, so this one's locked. I'm gonna have to come back with a key and put that one in there, but I'll go ahead and unload it here. Hard out to come back with that one. That field is actually, oh, there's a deer. Never know what you're gonna see. And clearly there are deer bedded around here. I don't blame them, it's hot. feeder for about 3 seasons now, and that thing is fantastic. Now, I've only put big tine in here, and the deer murder it. They love it. But if you're looking for something to hang on a tree that's durable, that thing is a great feeder. Anyway, I'm gonna fill it up. You all about my friend George from Buck Bourbon. I've had to get him to give me bigger bags of this mineral because we go through so much of it, but this is a fantastic product, so I'll pour some out and let you see it. Now this is exactly what the deer need right now in this kind of heat, but you see all these pink crystals in here, and as I said in other videos, it almost smells like Christmas. It smells like nutmeg, and it just smells amazing. But take a look at this, and they're gonna hammer this. But you can see all kinds of deer trails. I mean, they come from far and wide for this stuff. There are trails all along this fence line. Of course, they're hitting that all seasons feeder too, but whew, it's hot. All right, next feeder. Then we're gonna see if the other muddy blind is open and get that chair in there. Air conditioning is a plus, but there are definitely places where this truck can't go because it's just too big. I need to fill another mineral site, but I'm gonna have to go back and get one of the UTVs for that, and then I can get the key and I'll put that other chair in that blind. I'll put that at the end so y'all can see that. But where I'm concerned about that Ford Explorer is that it's 2-wheel drive and it's dry out here. Even with that dry weather, I still had to put this in 4-wheel drive because we're just slipping on the grass. The grass is, you know, has natural moisture in it, but you know, going uphill, we'll see. That may just be a maybe an experiment. We don't know. We'll figure that out. So we're coming up on another 350-pound Boss Buck feeder that I have a bunch of Buck Bourbon protein blend in there, the barrel proof, and I want to see if by not putting a camera on this feeder, if they've hit this feeder harder. Let's take a look. Again, anytime you're driving out, I mean, look how tall this grass is. This is always a fire hazard for a hot exhaust system on dry grass. This stuff still has moisture in it, but oh yeah, they've hammered this one. So I wonder if not having a camera on it's just made them that much more willing to go to it. I mean, there's always that argument: do mature bucks and are deer afraid of cameras? Do they know they're there? I think they do, and I think that there are some deer who could care less, and I think there's some who are really spooked by it. But I mean, this thing is almost empty. That tells me they're using it. Okay, let's put some more in there. We got plenty on the ground. Sometimes those little nozzles will get clogged up, so you'll see me shaking it just to kind of spew it back out. And if it gets clogged up, nothing comes out. They come up there, get discouraged, and they'll stop using it. So they're not clogged up now. Yeah, I think I'm gonna wait until I mow, because I just don't want to park this truck on that grass. There's enough in there for the next week. I need to come up here with the tractor and cut this down and do my weekly path clearing. It's crazy, look at this. Yeah, I just cut this path straight up to that blind, and it's almost to where you can't see it anymore. All right, I'm gonna turn the truck off again. Just don't want that thing getting hot. Ooh, good memories in here. That's enough of that. One chair down, one to go. Now if only we could find the Silverado. Y'all talk to my neighbor Nick or JB, those guys are Dodge guys. Don't tell them that trucks can do this, because they'll try and do it with their trucks, and worried about what would happen to them. If they try this with a Dodge, you may never see them again. This never fails. Your camera stopped working and you start wondering why. And all of those sensors get covered up by these vines. And as quickly as those weeds grew back there by the blinds, they'll grow on there too. Thus, the electric powered head trimmer. All right, so I need to head back to the house and get a UTV to put that chair back in that muddy blind. So after I do that, I'm gonna go up the hill, spread some more mineral, and put another camera out. I got some more aggressive transportation. This thing will go just about anywhere but the lake. Always have a camera and a spare just in case. All right, let's go get that chair in that blind and then swap out the camera for a cell cam. I've got that tree line, the Tractor Supply camera, which I love. It's a great camera, but it's in a really weird tight space. You'll see where it is. So I want to put a cellular camera there, and I'll put that tree line camera somewhere it's a little bit easier to get to. Ideally, it would be on a trail that I can just kind of go in and pull the card, put the cell cams in places that are hard. But you know, while you're testing, I knew that would be a great spot, so I wanted to make sure I had a camera there. Anyway, let's head out there. I really don't want that deer to know there's a blind here. And she's not running away. Hopefully nothing jumps out at us. Looks pretty good. Let's see if that deer's out there still. I don't see her. I think she ran off. Well, if she didn't like that, she's really not gonna like what I'm about to do. I put a bunch of mineral here. They've hit this pretty hard. This could be an early season bow stand site from the muddy blind. That's about 25 yards from here, so it should be a pretty good bow spot. With the mineral here in the soil, be able to bring them here, but you can see the trails here. Tactic cam reveal there are deer coming through here all the time. At some point I'm going to get a ladder stand in this tree. As you can see, the trails coming through all here too. That's the great thing about having this grass grow up and having all these weeds grow up, is that you can see exactly where they're walking. But the challenge is it's harder to get around unless you have something like this. Off we go. All right, the last stop is come here. Check out Big Sheila. We've got 600-pound Texas Hunter Extreme Feeder. The little nozzles are clogged up, like I was saying. Kind of gets a crust in there, and you have to break that crust to keep the protein pushing through. But look at this. They love that buck bourbon, man. Yeah, it's getting low. That's good. We want them eating. I don't know why this tactic cam reveal isn't sending me more pictures than it is. They just never seem to send the amount of pictures that you would expect that are taken or should be taken. All right, I think that's going to do it for us right now. Head down to the barn. I'll close this out. Okay, well, we got the mineral out, we got a couple chairs and some muddy blinds. It should make this fall a lot more comfortable. I'm excited about that because those folding chairs are just, you know, after an hour you start to kind of squirm, and the nice thing about a big blind like that is you can move around, but it just makes your butt hurt. So it's nice to have those bigger chairs and we'll be more comfortable. But one thing I will ask you all, and this is a true thing, please leave a comment and let me know what you think. Do you enjoy this kind of vlog format more than or as much as the other kind of stuff? I really enjoy doing this vlog stuff. This is a lot of fun to me, and you know, for me this is more natural of just, this is really just me out here on the farm doing work. So I'm not going to ask, you know, every video, hey, do you like this or do you not like this? But I will ask this time, you know, if you enjoy this kind of vlog format of just kind of seeing, you know, the property and just doing some deer chores or just doing stuff around the property. If you enjoy that, let me know. And if you kind of prefer the other, let me know that too. So you can let me know with a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Either way is fine. But this kind of lets me know what you all like to watch. And, you know, this is a collaboration. I mean, without you guys, there's really no reason to make these videos. So if you enjoy this kind of thing, you know, please let me know. But we learned today that a Chevy Silverado is a fantastic vehicle for air conditioning. Not the most nimble vehicle in the world. But this little Tractor Supply UTV that we have, you know, again, I've said before, at some point I need to do a video on this thing, but there's really not a whole lot to say. It's just a workhorse. I mean, this thing just, it will take whatever you throw at it. And we have the Kawasaki Mule, we have this golf cart, we have a go-kart, we have tractors, we have all kinds of stuff. This thing will go just about anywhere. I've yet to get it stuck. We've chased cows with this thing. We've driven through stuff that we should not have driven through, and you know, kudos to Tractor Supply for having you know, a vehicle that can actually do all those things. If you go online and research them, people like to dog them and say, well, they're Chinese or this or that. Listen, shooting you 100% straight, they're cheap, they work, and I'm not gonna go buy a $30,000 UTV and do to it what I do to this thing. But anyway, I do appreciate y'all coming along with me today. I hope you had fun. I did too. I'm gonna get some cold water and some air conditioning because it is hot. Y'all stay cool wherever you are. Hope to catch you on the next one. I'm Joe the Farmer. We out.